Hello, and we are live. Yeah, how's it going? As you heard, we got PJ Cruikshank and Michael Kahn, and we got the Hammer in chat. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, not bad. And for the people that can't tell the difference between me and Michael, that was Michael just spoke.
I don't know how they don't know the difference. You can
I
easily
know,
hear the
I
difference.
know.
That classic case of not paying attention, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
Too busy trolling in chat to listen.
So you guys enjoying the snow there by you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I am. I like it. I like it. I like the look of it. I don't like it when it starts melting, which it started to do because it just started raining.
I would just say to Flatside, like as quick as it's landing, it's melting. So
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
alright, good snow. There'll be no sledging.
So I'm just going to quickly say hi to everybody in chat quickly. I see Jimmy J was there, but he's now removed. Hey Michael Kahn, Paul Hodson, Edu, Not Rap, PJ Cruikshank, obviously. Alan Norstrand, good to see you. Professor Harvester, thank you for coming. Moxie, thank you for coming. Natalie's vegan dog. Is McClown gonna show? Highly doubt it. Thank you for coming. Hey Sam, thank you for coming. Taylor Vision, good to see you. Nathan Oakley, 1980. You may begin. Epic show today, Nathan. Really enjoyed it. I'm glad I could catch some of it live at least. Flat Sabbath, hello. Jeff Gashead, thank you for coming. Yeah, that seems like everybody. Well, it's good to see you guys. Today we do have Mctoon on the chopping block. Have you guys watched his review of the book from Billy Zig?
No, I've not watched it, but I did see that Billy Zig had posted a video talking about it.
So yeah, guys. Anyway, Billy Zig brought out a book recently, and Mctoon is so butthurt about it because he knows people have to read it. He can't stop people from reading, and now he's trying to muddy the waters on the book by giving, well, practically just lying and giving false information to people.
So not only is Mctoon not a professional navigator, he's also a book critic now as well.
Oh yeah, he's a book
You know
critic.
what I mean? It's like, wow.
Autobiographer and everything, you know.
Hey Arwen, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Well, we're going to go through it, and I think it's going to be interesting to see what he actually says with everything. It's, yeah, to say the least, he's very dishonest. But that's what we expect from them, though, because they have to lie. That's the whole reason for the poll. Mctoon cannot help but lie. Yes, he has to. Yes, he has no choice. 65%. Obviously, he has no choice. No, he has to lie. 17%. Yes, he has to lie, obviously, because he hasn't got an argument. Or he needs to. 17%. Well, yeah, he really needs to. So it doesn't matter which one you guys choose. They all point to the same thing. Mctoon is just a dishonored twat who lies to his gullible audience. And unfortunately, they love to misrepresent people if they aren't, how can I say, being on their side of the argument.
That's all they can do, misrepresent,
Yeah.
because they ain't got no truth in their argument.
That's it. And to call him a twat, very diplomatic.
Yeah, Michael said before the show started that there were a few people slagging off my wife. And
Yeah.
as weird it's always when Mctoon is on trial, you could say on my channel, that people are talking about my wife. Yep. Hey Godzilla 37, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it, mate. Yeah. So it tells me something that he was probably those soccer accounts. Two Wolves, thank you for coming. And Terry Yakum, good evening, mate. Yeah, Toon's challenge, prove the flag. What? Choose a flat earth with the elevation angles is used with a Dumbo. What a Dumbo. He is a Dumbo.
you killed that just same as Nathan kills his super chats.
Yeah, but that's what he read. Toon's challenge proved a flag Earth with the elevation angles it used. What a dumbo. And then he just says flat. So he changed flag to flat. Yeah, it's a flag Earth. Yeah, it's very simple. Mctoon has to try and misrepresent the book. Obviously, I suggest people go read the book for yourself. Don't take Mctoon's word for it, because the guy is literally deceiving, if I can put in those words. We'll go through it now and we'll see what he's deceiving about. And I'm going to be still holding his toes to the fire, because I've been waiting for a thing for him for a long time, and he's actually still brought it up, and yet hasn't provided me that evidence yet. So, when you guys are ready, let me know and we can start.
Absolutely.
Let's do this.
Basically, the book is every flat Earth meme you've ever seen in book form.
Hi, Brianna Johnson. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Glad you can make it. Yeah. So he says the book is practically a meme in book form. Does he even understand what a meme is? Because there's no pictures in his book.
No illustrations for a globe. Wow, that's good for a globe.
What would validate as a meme, guys? Yeah, let's actually go and look what the definition of meme is.
It's a picture in it with a few words on it.
Yeah, which is just something, usually something on the internet that something's gone viral, like something's kind of gone viral, and it's like there's like a clip of them on there saying something funny or something silly, and it'll get reposted, retweeted, all that kind of thing, and it just kind of circulates around the internet.
Yeah,
it's like you'll get a picture of Ryzen and it'll say no curve on it, and that's just all it is. Just that picture. What you just post everywhere. That's a meme to me. And to me, like, a meme is new.
Yeah, I mean, look at this now.
Never heard of memes when I was younger. Like.
Yeah, I mean, look at a meme. An image, a video, piece of text, etc., typically humorous in nature, that is copied and spread rapidly by internet users, often with slight variations. Celebrity gossip and memes often originate on the site. An element of a culture or system of behavior passed from one individual to another by imitation or other non-generic means. Create an internet meme from an image, video, or piece of text, etc. There's always one audience reaction shot at the Oscars that gets made. It's simply just a reaction kind of photo or video text. Let's go look at images of memes for him, because he doesn't seem to know what I mean. You see, this is like the perfect meme. Comments to describe the program, and then comments to temporary. It's like literally trying to give information in a very short, impactful way to get the information out correctly. Yeah, this is Mctoon, guys. One does not simply understand all memes. This should say, one does not simply understand what a meme is, and Mctoon should be at the bottom with a guy coughing. That would be a meme. Hi Gary Wabenga, good to see you. Thank you for coming. And Duper Poons as well. I don't know if I said hello, Flataholics. Anonymous, thank you for coming. So yeah,
I can smell some memes coming on.
So guys, maybe we should make some memes after the stream.
Yeah. Duper thinks flat Earth's a meme. No doubt.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go on and see what else he gets wrong. I mean, if he already starts off with meme, then yeah.
Which makes it much less interesting, because there's no pictures. And you can't reply to
just stop it a minute.
Yeah.
Right, these balls need pictures, don't they? They need the cartoons, do you know what I mean?
But I mean, but that's why flat earthers create so much memes, because that's why we call them crayon munchers, because we need to sort of go down to their level. You know, it's like you have to educate as Nathan says, a Dumbo. they literally have the mentality of a 5-year-old kind of thing. So you have to talk to them in pictures because they can't visualize. They don't know how to. Hey Joshua, Silas, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. So yeah, it's very simple. The reason we create memes is to make an impactful, hey, look at this information kind of tidbit. That's all it is. And it's actually very, yeah, sorry, it's actually, yeah.
There's not just memes for flat Earth, though, is there? There's memes for other things.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a new internet society type thing, memes, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's just an easy way to get information quick and easy through to a person. That's it.
Yeah.
Hey Mojo Shop, good to see you. Thank you for coming. And Sean Hawkins, SGT Rock, thank you for coming.
Well, fetch Mctoon here, Sean, and fetch yourself and all you and Toon. Me and Flatzai.
Yeah, he can come and chat all he wants, Sean. I'm still waiting for him to show me perspective take into account in orthographic view.
Exactly. The last time he was here, he got his ass handed to him. So what will be different this time?
All he tried to do last time was try to reverse the burden onto me, and I didn't budge. He ended up getting triggered, and yeah, we ended the stream. That was about it. Plain True, thank you for coming. Glad you could make it, mate. But yeah, it was a video. This video with Toon, or I was gonna do one with STSE because he also brought out a video today, making stupid stuff. But I think I'm gonna make a video on his one roller. I might be.
You remember when you first started streaming and you wanted to debate me?
Yeah. Let's put it this way, guys. Remember when I started streaming and I was trying to get some money for equipment? So I did a $3 support thing. Like just pay $3 and you can come and debate me kind of thing. And his excuse was he won't pay $3 to debate me. So he was hiding behind $3. But he's got $10,000 to give on a fake challenge that's literally rigged to be strawman and moved the goalposts over and over. Hey William Brackley, good to see you. Thank you for coming, mate. Yeah, the subscribers to Mctoon and FDR, other similar channels, are some of the most vile people on the internet. Ain't that the truth? They're very gullible people. Hi Neffy, hey, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. Let's carry on.
Of the meme that has just this basic thin, hair thin understanding of anything in a meme, because that's what a meme is. It's a not understanding thing.
Is it?
No, a meme is a factual kind of argument given in short form. That's what a meme is, Mctoon. Not that understand. Just because you don't understand how it works doesn't mean that the meme isn't factual or doesn't understand. I mean, we can give a meme right now with your face like this. I don't understand meme. Toon. There we go. That's a meme. Because that's literally fact. You don't understand the meme. The argument presented is Mctoon doesn't understand what a meme is.
That'd be an ironic meme, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It's true. And I mean, look at this book cover, Exclusive Curve. Does that look any meme-like to you? No. Elusive Curve. It looks quite nice, I must say.
It does.
So yeah.
Listen, he's got my respect if he's wrote a book, because I don't think I'd be able to write a book. And obviously, Toon can't write a book.
Alan wants to talk on... Sorry, Alan... He sent me a Skype message now. I don't know, he wants to talk on Element. I am on Element, Alan.
I keep sending him link to Element.
Yeah. Try and send it. You got his Skype, correct?
I've sent it. I've just sent him it about 20 minutes ago on Skype.
Yeah. Hi, Richard G. Good to see you. The real deal, Bobby Steels. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. It's good to see so much people in tonight again. I thought so much people are going to be over by Brian Stavely's live chat with Martin Liedtke in tonight, because that's going to be epic. I'm definitely going to watch that Well,
Absolutely.
download it to watch it tomorrow. Should be epic. So, yeah, what do we have established so far, guys? With 43 seconds in. Mctoon doesn't know what a meme is. Okay, let's go on.
And question them if they're like, this is the map, the UN map. The UN logo is the map of the world. It's like, oh, well, but that map doesn't work for navigation.
That sounds like a claim. He does know, like, the AE projection maps or whatever is just based on coordinate systems. But this guy's too dumb to understand that. He doesn't understand it's a coordinate map based on, that's why it's like a sundial. Coordinates to a time. But these guys literally strawman the map and say, oh, but look at it's like stretching out. That's the same problem I had with Robert Greenlee. He doesn't understand it's not the distance, it's not a distance map. It's based on coordinates. You can have the same coordinates on a triangle map if you wanted to. It would give the same coordinate system. Want a slight different video to react to, Nathan? Not sure what you mean. But there is another one where he's talking to Dave McKeegan on. I was thinking if we do go through this quite quickly, we might be able to do that one, or I'm going to do that another night. Because Dave McKeegan's still just too scared to come talk to me. So yeah, let's carry on.
Oh, you see, you can do that on Facebook. You can't do that in a book form. It makes it so much less interesting.
Is he trying to say because you can't rebut a meme or something, that because it's in book form it's not fun? My God. Yeah, Nathan, send me the video. It would be great, mate.
Now, of course, what does a flat earther do when challenged on the inaccuracy of a map?
Yeah, what do we do? Okay.
Run away.
No.
Accuse you of being a shill. Or change the topic, or my favorite is meme storm.
Thank you, my Nathan. Yeah, I'll check it out as soon as we are done with this. How long is it though? 6 minutes. We'll check it out after this, I think, because we should go through this quite quickly. It shouldn't be too long. But thank you for the link, Nathan. But anyway, guys, did you hear what his excuses was when challenged? Last time I checked, the ones running away is these guys running away from everything. I mean, remember he even gave me a so-called challenge last time with the triangles. That it said I couldn't do it with a triangulate with the sun, and he gave me 2 positions based on his pals, and I got it right. And then what did he do? He obfuscated the whole argument. Instead of conceding I got it right, he obfuscated to, oh, now you're saying the sun has multiple locations. You understand? Hey, Mandela Effect, Jonathan. Good to see you, mate. Glad you could make it. Thank you for coming. So, yeah.
They'll post 666 memes on a different topic.
I find that really odd he had to use the word 666. He does know that meme that's usually 666 is based on your heliocentric model. Everything works out to be 666, which is the mark of the beast, Mr. Mctoon. And you supposed
Mr. Mctoon who flips 666s all the time.
Yeah, I mean, he's supposed to be a Christian, and he's taking the mark of the beast 666 as a joke. What does that tell you, guys?
He's not a Christian.
Yeah, no, I can't see how he reconciles being a Christian to what he believes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Listen, somebody who knows Jesus knows somebody else who knows Jesus, and he doesn't know Jesus, and he ain't not Christian.
Hey Dalla, good to see you. Hey MC Scorpio. But that's what I say. I find this guy more in the realms of Masonic than Christian. Maybe he likes acting Christian, but the way he comes across is definitely not Christian-like.
No.
Like, that's what they like to do. So,
Hey, Tony Whitcomb, thank you for coming. Good to see you, mate.
anyway, in the book, Billy writes about a guy named Max. Now, Max is of Greek descent. Coincidentally, I'm sure coincidentally, so is Billy. Max changed his name from his Greek-sounding last name to a non-Greek sounding last name, Carter.
And what does that matter who changes what name? It's a book. Doesn't really matter. Hey, Audio Oracle, thank you for coming. And Derek Nelson. So yeah, he's got a problem with changing names in a book. Wow. So that usually happens when you don't have an argument to rebut. You make up stuff to rebut about, like names, meaning anything. I mean, what about a lot of authors that write books have aliases? They don't use their real names, they use an alias.
But some use pen names or pseudonyms.
Pseudonyms, yeah.
Yep. It's sad.
Like Stephen King used to write under
Richard Bachman. Yeah, the Bachman books, yeah. Right.
Nathan Oakley. Poe Body's Nerfect.
Poor body's nerfect. Yeah. It's kind of a tongue to that one, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh man.
Yes, Doug.
Billy Zigoris has changed his name, at least in the book, to Billy Zig. I'm sure that's just coincidence. In the book, Max is a flat earther that knows all of the memes. Billy knows all of the memes, but I'm sure that's...
Why is he so fixated on memes, guys? It literally says here, the elusive curve, a modern-day quest to discover another world by Billy Zig is quite terrible. Okay, this is probably on his site that he wrote there.
Looking at that picture of that book, it looks like it's full of memes to me. Like it looks like it's full of words. I'd like to see both.
But look what he writes. This is a story about Max, a scientifically illiterate flat earther who tries to convince his friend Sam that the earth is flat. First of all, Mctoon should be the last one to talk about science, because he doesn't even know what science is. He doesn't even know what the method is. He doesn't even know how to start with the method. He doesn't even know... I don't know. It's sort of like... He's the last person I would ever go to when it comes to science. Let's put it that way. Max makes all the same mistakes that flat earthers make in his ability to understand middle school physics. So that whole statement literally there is just him ad-homing and showing bigotry. There's no actual argument there. He says the story about Max is showing a scientifically illiterate flat earther. So that's just showing bigotry because he's a flat earther, therefore he's scientifically illiterate, coming from a scientific illiterate moron. And then says, who tries to convince his friend, Sam, the earth is flat. You don't convince someone it's flat. You give them evidence and they take it or not. We don't go and convince. That's why you are in this arena, trying to convince people that's left your cult to go back.
It's not like you go up to someone and say, look, it's flat, honestly, just believe me. You know what I mean? You need a bit of backup.
Yeah, and he says, makes the same mistakes all flat earthers make, his inability to understand middle school physics. Oh, like you guys not understanding gravity's not a force, or not understanding that gas pressure requires containment, or not understanding tangential speed would change with the rotation of your globe. The list goes on, by the way.
Michael.
Prawn, you are shamed by your own side. Because you are so thick. Yep. Hey, Jolly Man, thank you for coming, mate.
Just a coincidence. In the book, Max has some serious substance abuse issues. Don't know.
And now he's trying to say he's got an addiction to substances. What a brilliant rebuttal so far of the book, Mctoon. Brilliant. You're doing such a stellar job.
So when he slags your wife off, it's a similar thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Accuse you of beating your wife, accuse somebody who's wrote a book of being a druggie because it's that somebody's wrote a book.
Yeah, it's because he doesn't have an argument, that's why.
What a pathetic moron.
Yep.
Yes, it is. I would like we was talking about having a boxing match. I would love to be in the ring with him.
Well, let's put it this way. This guy wouldn't want to be in a boxing match with me because he would end up in hospital waking him up not knowing his own name. I'll show him what beating is.
Oh, man.
I don't think he knows his own name now.
Don't even go there, man. It annoys me that much. If I could afford it, I'd go out to America and beat shit out.
And how do I know he's probably going to make a comment about this video? Oh, look, flat earthers just want to beat me up.
And I know exactly where in America he lives and all.
Oh, shame. But that's it. But that's the problem with these guys. They all talk and no bite. All bark and no bite.
So let me get here. This, like right away, Max claims evaporation can frequently create a lensing or magnifying effect, often manifesting the sun to appear larger over the horizon as it travels across a liquid, condensed atmosphere. Now, I copy-pasted that from the book.
Okay, what's wrong with that? Okay. Evaporation can frequently occur lensing. Yeah, that's why it's called Fresnel lensing. I mean, this has been demonstrated time and time again, which makes the sun appear large over the horizon, which is true. You do see the sun and moon appear large over the horizon usually. Is that not true? Because you're looking through more air, so it magnifies it. Is he claiming refraction isn't true? I do not agree with liquid condensed atmosphere though, because air is not liquid. But I think he's trying to state that because it's evaporating kind of thing, it does give the Lensnell effect. Maybe his way of understanding. But yeah, liquid, I wouldn't say it's liquid. So that I would agree, it doesn't make sense because gas is not liquid. Although gas can be explained with fluid dynamics, doesn't literally make it a liquid.
Fluid-like behavior, but it's not liquid.
Yeah, that's what I said. It can be explained with fluid dynamics because of the behavior, but it's definitely not a liquid. So that's.
Is that someone saying they'll fight me? Somebody in the chat saying they'll fight me.
Hey, Dickbag Patrol, thank you for coming.
Yeah. Not a problem. Not a problem. Give me a time and place. I'll fight you.
I think you would tower over them, PJ.
If you want a spatial to your interface.
I see we've got one of the Simon Dan's guys in, Dickback Patrol. It must be frustrating for you guys to be so much smarter than all scientists on Earth. Please be so kind as to show us once we've ever stated that we're more, how can I put it, smarter than scientists on Earth. First, I would like you to bring us a scientist on Earth. Bring us a scientist that we can rebut. That would be great. Because I can guarantee you 99% of the time, you're going to bring a pseudoscientist, not a scientist.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because the thing is, these guys are so scientific illiterate, they don't know what science is, and therefore they don't know what a scientist is. Then they refer us to people like Neil deGrasse Tyson or Brian Koch. Koch, I call him Koch.
Sweaty cocks.
Yeah. It's sad. Yeah, exactly, Owen. Scientists, how did they apply for the scientific method exactly? All you need to do is put on a white lab coat and say space. Then you are a scientist.
Yeah, look what we're going off on mainstream news when boogie virus were going off, you know. Experts say, scientists say, what evidence that they are who they say they are.
Dustin Bone says, well, cite one scientific publication you agree with. Gas pressure requiring containment. Water, for water to boil, it requires heat. Don't know why I need to actually cite anything for you. It's your burden of proof. And Bob, the Not Science guys in. Good to see you. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be brave enough to come in tonight.
Mention Spot one time, Bob, and I swear down I will beat you clean up.
Bingo was his name. Oh.
B-I-N-G-O. B-I.
Let's carry on.
A liquid condensed atmosphere. What the hell is that? I don't know what that is. That doesn't make any sense.
It does make sense, but it's just his words not right because gas is not a liquid, like I explained. So he's trying to explain the cycles. You know, like when you're over an ocean and the heat causes the water to evaporate, you know, it becomes a gas and then it condensates and creates clouds. Yeah. So condensation in the atmosphere, but he's just calling it liquid. In other words, because of water vapor. But it's not actually, yeah, because it's a gas. Hey Philip Dick, good to see you. So just because he doesn't understand how the cycle works doesn't mean his statement's wrong. The only thing I would critique is the word liquid.
Define liquid. Philip Dick, define pseudoscience.
Yeah, hey SI man, good to see you. Thanks for coming. It's actually very easy to define pseudoscience.
No, but let this guy define it. Philip Dick.
Yeah, let him get it.
Define pseudoscience, Philip Dick. We're waiting.
Natalie's, he made this video quite recently, actually. This one is on Billy Zig's channel. I think he took from a live stream from Mctoon recently that he did.
Condensed atmosphere. Oh, darn it. So the super chats have rolled off. Don't want to lose them.
Yeah, again, thanks everybody for coming. If you haven't already, please hit that like button and share. And yeah, all super chats are really, really appreciated.
Yeah, exactly. Flat Earth, calm down. As soon as you mention flat Earth, inevitably walk away.
So, yeah, in fact, that's the opposite of what is known about humidity and refraction, because what is known about humidity and refraction is that increased humidity reduces refraction.
What?
Tone don't understand refraction.
Increased humidity reduces refraction. No, Mctoon, as far as I know, increased humidity creates oscillations of refraction. So it pushes it up and down. It doesn't reduce it at all. Have you ever seen, let's say, when you look on a car bonnet that's been sitting in the sun all day and it lets off that heat kind of thing, that wavy kind of thing? That's what humidity does. It causes an oscillation in the refractive index. Mctoon, it decreases it. So another tick that you showed, you don't understand what memes is. Another one, you don't understand what refraction is. And you obviously don't understand how the condensation cycle works. JK, thank you for coming, mate. He says, I just watched Flatvoid versus Mctoon's perspective debate. I was embarrassed for Mctoon, but Flatvoid, I'm disappointed how many times you could have wiped him out, but instead kept falling into his word games. Yeah, I kept it for the argument's sake, for the debate to go on, because I was really hoping he would actually double down and actually give me something, but he didn't. But yeah, he did. It was embarrassing actually talking to him. If he comes in again, it will be great, because then he would actually have to present something this time, not just make claims without having anything and trying to push the burden onto me, because it won't work. Hi Hopla, good to see you. And I think we saw, who else did I see that coming? Flat Earth Canada, thank you for coming in, mate.
And so would reduce any effects of lensing. And it doesn't do it horizontally, it only can affect things vertically.
Refraction is of a horizontal plane. The vertical aspect is on the horizontal. You know, it works with 90-degree angles, Mctoon. Should we go and look on the internet how the refraction tables look?
Dupa's asking what's refraction. Come on, Dupa. You don't need to act so silly.
I'll tell you what, play that banjo video with his showed QNFE.
Oh yeah.
I still want to watch. I haven't even got to watch it yet.
Oh, I've seen it.
QNFE absolutely wipes flow with
Yeah, about refraction, about like bending downwards and upwards and that. He wipes the floor with him.
Okay.
First part of the video as well, like.
But this is one thing I don't get. That's why I'll ask, what type of refraction? Because this was what I was getting on with FDFE that time. If it's refraction, it requires Snell's law. So that means you require a medium, because it's your incident angle that goes through the medium and changes due to the density, therefore giving a new angle of refraction. You get it? So incident angle goes through a medium and causes a refracted angle. That is what it is. Now, where do you have that on Earth? Now, they call this terrestrial refraction without having an actual medium because they don't use Snell's law. So I'm still waiting for any glober to come show me Snell's law in their refraction, aka terrestrial refraction. They can't. Have I got any videos with Eric Dubay? Unfortunately, not really, mate. I actually want to get hold of him. I did try and get a hold of him before to ask if he wanted to come over and chat. I should maybe get a hold of him again, because it would be great to have him on. Although we do have kind of differing...
He's like one of the forefathers, isn't he?
Eric Dubay was one of the first guys when I came into Flat Earth. So.
Eric Dubay's video woke me up, like, but
yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't like the law.
But like I said, we got differing opinions on things. He's got an idea of explaining things in a very odd manner kind of thing, like sorry to put it, kind of a tree hugging way. That's all I can say. I like going the more physics and scientific kind of route. And I also like bringing God into it, to spirituality. Obviously, I don't think he's Christian. I think he's Hindu or Buddhist or something. So he's got a different way of bringing, like when I explain tides, he explained tides as the Earth's bosom breathes kind of thing. But he does give an idea to why it happens, but it's the way he explains it. It comes out differently. But I do respect the guy, definitely.
So it doesn't actually magnify things. So
yes, it does. It's called a Fresnel lens. This has been demonstrated many times. Sunset Fresnel lens. I mean, this has been shown so many times, guys. Did you see this? The solar heat ray, he literally melts rocks with this. I saw it. It concentrates a Fresnel lens. That the sun actually starts making rocks melt, and some rocks it like pops out. It's hectic. What's that guy's name now again? I can't believe it. The Christian who died with their lensing. I can't believe it. I can't think of his name now. I can see his face in my...
Rob
Skiba. There we go.
Yeah.
Bob, the science guy, says pretty simple concept. Light bends towards the denser medium. I don't think that's a correct description.
That's not refraction, mate. Light does bend to the lower to the denser medium. It just changes the path. It changes the incident angle. Once it goes into the...
It's changing from one medium to another, though.
Yeah, exactly. It has to have a barrier. And there's no barrier. You guys have no barrier. So when are you going to actually show us Snell's law in your refraction model? Oh, wait, you can't because it doesn't exist.
The flat surface of a table. So the sun is always going to be parallel with the surface. And... check this.
Shot JK, thank you for coming, mate. Always appreciate the support. See you again sometime, mate. Have a safe evening or day wherever you are. And Coral Apple, thank you for coming in.
So, all right. Here's the first test of a sun moving over a flat surface. It made the sun set on a parallel surface. as it was moving parallel, the same height, the whole way over a flat surface, the refraction caused the sun to set.
There we go. Simple stuff. So Mctoon, use that noggin of yours. Proven wrong with demonstration once again.
Can I just answer Flatwell? It's anonymous because it keeps spamming the same thing.
Yeah.
We're not interested in your comment, mate. That's why not.
Bob the science guy says, Rob Skiba lensing, love that little parlor trick. It's not a parlor trick, it's a demonstration. Maybe you don't know what parlor tricks are.
Flat said you need to play a Q's video because your wife's flow here.
Yeah, I think we will. Definitely. There's so much videos actually to show tonight. Everybody wants me to show videos. But it's fine. We can go on a bit longer tonight because the power's going off, I think, at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. So we got time. So we're going to probably end up having a 3 to 4 hour show tonight, guys. So stay tuned.
Billy, what is liquid condensed atmosphere? Are you saying that the atmosphere has condensed to liquid? Because that is condensation, is gas to liquid.
No shit, Sherlock. Way to state the obvious. Condensation. And it says there condensed liquid. So condensed liquid. So it's condensing to liquid atmosphere, which is a cloud.
But liquid atmosphere, like oxygen, nitrogen, condensed?
Just say gas. Simple as that. You don't have to actually. It's like he's trying to figure out. I'm going to sound clever. Nitrogen, oxygen, argon. Yeah, we all know they're gases. You just have to say gas. Just because you're naming gases doesn't make you sound smarter.
They have to get very cold to condense. Or water condensing. Well, when water condenses, it forms...
Water condensing. Gas condenses to become water. It becomes water vapor. Huh?
Is this guy for real?
Ooh.
Mctoon.
Oh yeah. He actually believes himself. That's the sad part of it.
What's even sad is people believe him.
Yeah, but you see, he's got a way of trying to sound intelligent to the people while talking absolute hogwash.
Preaches it.
He talks absolute hogwash, and he's trying to sound intelligent by saying the way he says it, and his gullible followers just accept it because he sounds intelligent.
But he isn't intelligent. He's got a rocket behind him.
He plays with models. He usually does it live. He likes building Lego models live. I think I outgrew that stage when I was like a young teen or something. Some of us do grow up eventually. He does make me worry though.
Water droplets, it comes out of, it's no longer the humidity in the air, it's then water droplets in the air.
One thing I got to ask you, Mctoon, when you take a observation of the ocean, is there water vapor in the air? Is there sea spray, as you would put it? I mean, you've been to the beach before, you guys obviously as well, and it's been a windy day, let's say. You feel the water hitting you from the ocean, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it like just slightly above the surface of water, that's where evaporation is happening.
Exactly, and that's where the refraction is.
That's where it's happening, so that's where there's bound to be most refraction.
That's where the condensation's happening, because the heat and the cold create the condensation. That's why I think why he was trying to say it as liquid condensed atmosphere. So Mctoon is just taking the way he worded it and straw manning his argument, but that's how they usually do it. Bobby's here to just try and waste people's time.
Bob's an absolute moron.
Yeah.
Let's do this again. Bob,
how that guy has got the cheek to put science guy next to his name, I do not know.
Yeah, Bob, let's put it this way. You remember you ran away from me last night. Are you going to run away from me again tonight? You want to come and have a chat? More than happy to open the chat for you, mate.
He should just be called Bob the Guy.
Yeah, then he can review this video with us.
Not even be called the guy, he should just be called Knob.
I mean, remember, he's the same guy that took 2 theodolites and stuck it on the edge of the lakes and said, see, it's showing Earth curve, without understanding those horizontal depiction lines are infinite and shit shrinks in the distance.
Yeah.
And when they get big enough, they fall down. But there can be water droplets in the air. We call that clouds or fog.
Wow.
It doesn't magnify things, it blocks your view.
Yeah.
Can I just say no to param? Refraction is not another word for perspective. No.
You can
It's close, but no.
refraction is just one of the how can I put it, observations
Goop
based
is
in
either
perspective.
10 years old or a right clever troll.
He knows every question he's asking here. He knows the answer to.
Like if they is either 10-year-old, which he shouldn't be if he's 10-year-old, or he's a troll.
Mm.
Could be both.
And if people don't realise that, I don't know what to say.
Could be both. Can mirrors cause refraction? That's what a mirror is. You do know how a mirror is made. What do you think a reflection is, mate? Oh man.
Of things. So, all right, you missed on that one there. Anyway,
Philip Dick, the almanac is simply based on the globe. Now, almanac just tells you where all the stars are now.
The almanac is based on thousands of years of observations to work out the time and dates of a GP of a star. Then they've put it into a book format so you know where it is at a certain time. It's not globe based, it's observational based by people observing it for thousands of years. But yeah, just to get back to what Mctoon was saying now, the clouds and the fog and stuff. Yes, they do block your sight because of the condensation. It's too thick, you can't see it. That's why you get thicker fog and fog that's not so dense. Now, is he trying to say refraction is not real? Because refraction definitely does magnify things, does it not? I mean, his glasses he's got on, I've been with this through with Craig as well. Your glasses magnify shit.
Do you know if I put some of these glasses on, I can't see.
Yeah, but yeah, because it's not made for your eyes. Yeah, it's made to concentrate.
They have to be doing something, don't they?
Yeah.
And like obviously when you're nearsighted or short-sighted, the different lenses to account for that.
It's crazy.
give this list. I started giving a list of like the different memes that he went through. I'm like, there's too many. So yeah, he claims science is scientism. He uses
Science is scientism. The definition of science, you could say, is scientism today is because it's all pseudoscience. So yes, it falls under the realm of scientism because it's a religion.
Become a religion.
Because science in its normal form is just a method. That's it. But you guys hyper science to the degree with religion that causes it to be scientism. So he's correct there. Smart people are mathematicians. Yeah, like this guy, he's a mathematician. The reason they state this is because you think because you know math so well and you can explain mathematical equations, therefore you are smart. You can think all you want that maths is reality, it's not.
You can mathematically induce a floating turd if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Like I said to FTFE, you can create the equation that proves mathematically that unicorns exist. Now, does that in reality prove that unicorns exist? No. But mathematically it proved it. Because maths is just a description. It's a language. It doesn't change the reality. It's just describing. Now, because you are well versed in math, doesn't make it reality. Just like you can lie in Indian or you can lie in Spanish, doesn't change the reality. Math can also lie about reality. Hence why I showed the cup in reality thing.
Sean Hawkins, right? You have Polaris challenge, Toon has sextant challenge. Both use elevation angles, mate. That kills you and Toon.
He says.
So jog on, pal.
He says instead of mocking him, humiliate him by taking the sextant challenge. Again, the sextant is not a challenge. It is an elevation angle which already proved it to be flat. It is a nonsensical, idiotic, strawman so-called challenge, which is just a Glober's way of moving goalposts every time you attempt to do something, because you literally start off using a flat earth. And I'm not mocking him, I am literally giving fact.
Yeah, but for Sean to talk about mockery, come on.
Yeah.
Sean to even have a comment on anything is ridiculous. It's pathetic. Even his own side shun him because he's that pathetic.
Yeah.
Is the word mathematicians when he doesn't understand math.
We explain why he uses the word mathematicians.
Says photos from space are photoshopped, even the ones before computer graphics, like 1972. He says the 1972 photograph taken on a Hasselblad camera and developed with liquids in a darkroom, he says that was computer generated.
Okay, yeah, that's also not right. This is the problem with a lot of these people, and that's probably a straw man as well, because this is Mctoon's writings are correct. So anyway, yeah, CGI is a real thing that's used today because it's all digital. Hey, Lumpy Guest, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. In like 1972, you know, CGI was out then, although it wasn't in the form of CGI today. They had what you could still do video effects those days. You know, like your so-called Hasselblad photographs can be done in a studio. Does that make it a real photograph from space? No, it doesn't. Remember, space violates natural law. Hey, identification, thank you for coming. Good to see you, mate. It's very simple. So instead of actually answering, but you see what he does? He's just reading through these things and not actually rebutting them. Like he's saying, he's saying CGI, so therefore no, it's mute. Give us reasons. Actually rebut it. That's how it usually works when you want to rebut an argument. You give arguments.
What's he rebutting his own bullet points like?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's his own bullet points, and he's trying to rebut his own bullet points. So he's creating straw mans.
If you were going to be a real critic of that book, you'd have bought it and read it and then criticised it.
Yeah.
Have you got a copy of that book, Mctoon?
I wouldn't know, but he's obviously read it. If he could come up with things, but this is just me being. This is just me taking benefit of the doubt that he's actually read it.
I'll bet my ass on that he's not read that book.
Philip Dick, what natural law? Only you know about it. The second law of thermodynamics is not only something I know about, mate. It's literally real. It's something you can go learn about. So it's definitely not just something. Have you guys heard about the second law of thermodynamics, the entropy law?
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, there we go. Just debunked your statement.
Somehow, don't know. He claims, as is common, that level means flat, even though level has a definition, a curved surface. You can.
Sorry. What does level say again, guys? Wow. I think I got it in here.
Are we really doing this?
Yeah, we don't really have to. This is the one he's probably talking about. This is the one.
Bendy levels again, isn't there?
This is probably the one he's talking about curvature. But how much times have we explained this Merriam-Webster to actually be contradicting itself?
Exactly.
Level, as in,
what about real life? What about all these buildings where they're using a curved level like?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but
exactly.
but I just
What a
wanna
joke.
I just wanna quickly bring this part up where it's highlighted. Having no part higher than the other, okay? Perfect. Conforming to the curvature of the liquid parts of the Earth's surface is false. You know why? Read B. A parallel with the plane of the horizon. Horizontal. How do you have a parallel to the horizontal if it's curving to a bloody ball?
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous, isn't it? You don't use a spirit level on a horseshoe, do you?
No. But you understand the problem. Parallel with the plane of the horizon, horizontal. So let's draw this out.
Nobody needs to even read that though, facts like, do you know what I mean? It's like reality. People build things and you need that level to build things or everything will be all over the place. It's just, they're just top bollocks.
But let's just quickly draw that. This is a parallel. Line. Would help if I have a line. That's a horizontal, correct? So what's parallel to the horizontal, guys? Another line.
Mm-hmm.
That is parallel. Now, they claiming this. Is that parallel? No. Merriam-Webster literally goes and they change the definition to put conforming to the liquid parts of Earth because they need to put it in for a belief. You know that conforming to liquid parts of Earth wasn't always there. They literally stuck it in afterwards. And when you actually look at actual definitions of flat and level, it's horizontal, level, flat, no parts higher than the other. Horizontal. What is horizontal? Flat. Not curving. And I think PJ, you brought up one with the dictionary from 18 something once, and it said literally flat and level, horizontal,
Yeah.
no curve. It said there no curved surface.
Yeah.
Bob the Science Guy, you want to actually come talk about entropy? More than welcome. Because you're still ignoring me. I've asked you, you're going to come and talk, and you're doing like yesterday, running away. Flats, can I time out Bob every time he lies? Yeah, go ahead. He's just here to waste people's time anyway.
What you even asking for?
Yeah.
What are you asking?
Because I've invited him so much times to come talk, and he's just literally running away like a chicken. Sextants don't measure curves. I 100% agree. They measure angles over a horizontal elevation angle.
You can see about 45 of them on my website at mctoon.net/level.
45. He says he's got 45. Mctoon. Where's McMutton? Mctoon. Okay, let's go on his site. Let's see, level. What does level mean? A level surface is one that is everywhere, orthogonal to a plumb line. Great, so 90-degree angle, meaning that any tangent to surface forms a 90-degree angle with a plumb line. Great. So horizontal then, because as far as we know, our 90-degree is horizontal to a vertical. So he literally just debunked his own shit there. Okay, let's go read. Jesse Kalowski is definitely not something I would trust anyway. Leveling is not a level, by the way. Leveling is an art of ascertaining the perpendicular ascent or descent of one place. Or above or below the horizontal level. His own citation debunks him. Mr. Mctoon, Mr. Moron, do you understand your own citation is debunking you? Leveling is not level. You are leveling something, is ascertaining the perpendicular based on the horizontal level. Does it say curve horizontal or does it say curve level? Horizontal. It specifically says horizontal. Okay.
Dustin Burns is saying that we say it with us flat earthers, we do not use a sextant with the ground. Yeah, you do, mate.
You do. I went through this the other night.
Height of eye correction, mate.
Yeah. That's why you do height of eye correction, because your eyes are not embedded into the ground, and why you have to bring the luminary down to the horizon. Guys, I'm idiotic. Well, anyway, you do know leveling or surveying literally works on the principle of slope or slope angle. So you are measuring of a horizontal baseline, and you have slope angles or incline angles based on the horizontal. No curve. There's no such thing as a curve. Geodetic surveying takes that planar surveying data and translates it to a curve based on a belief of a curve. Level surface, a surface which is everywhere perpendicular to the direction of gravity. Now, because you say the direction of gravity, you think it's a new zenith. Let's go back to what it said here. Horizontal level. That would be the direction of gravity on your model, guys. See there, horizontal plane, level surface. No, that's wrong. Vertical datum does not have. You see, this is based on what I was saying, the geodetic surveys, where they have the belief of the globe, so they have a consideration of a ellipsoid, ignoring what level is. You don't have level curves, only horizontal levels. So, this is making my point again. Horizontal plane, a plane perpendicular to the direction of gravity. A plane tangent to the geoid or parallel to such a plane. This, remember, this is based on geodetic surveying, based on the belief of a sphere. So they change, they take, because remember, you can't bend a horizontal, a level. So
you can't measure a sphere with the tools.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
It can only be like something that they're adding in after.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying. So they know you can't bend a horizontal line. So they create a new tangential horizontal line at every zenith. Why? Because of their belief in a sphere. But the problem is when you use a theodolite or an auto level, and let's say you measuring a kilometer, which these guys love doing like 20 kilometers or whatever, you getting on the same plane. You have slope angles or incline angles from the horizontal plane. See? Line of sight. Horizontal line. That's not horizontal, by the way. Does that look horizontal to you? No. So that's fake. It's false.
It's false.
Yeah. But remember, this is based on geodetic surveying. But I think we'll do a stream explaining that in more detail for you guys. Okay. Level. Industries have their own jargon. Outsiders don't get to refine these words, nor do we get cherry-picked definitions that support our bias. Within the surveying industry, the word level has a very specific meaning. Using a dictionary in an attempt to make claims about surveying is disingenuous, and the best most likely called lying. Is he saying now level in a dictionary is lying? Is that what he's saying? He says surveying has defined level as the curved surface of Earth. No, He's lying. That is leveling. Level is not leveling, Mctoon. Let's go through this. Level, leveling. So to level something is not the word level. So who's the one lying, Mctoon? On your own site, you are lying and misrepresenting level. Okay, I think that's enough for what level is, because it literally means flat, guys. Horizontal.
He gets confused between curve and elevation. This not understanding the globe doesn't disprove it. So he's like, how can rivers flow to the north? Because he thinks that north is down somehow. No, but
on a sphere, every part tangent to you is down. So rivers have to flow down from you, Mctoon. This is one of the paradoxes you guys suffer with your very embarrassing globe. This is your sphere. And if you guys haven't already, go check out the latest video that I did on Dave McKeegan with Up and Down, where he literally made my point. Okay, so anyway, this would be the man standing here. Okay, the man standing on top of his globe here, and we got another guy standing on top of the globe there. Remember, is this top to him? That's top to him as well. Now, water should flow. Where does water flow, guys? Downhill, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, as far as we know, water flows downhill. So that means every point from this observer falls down, down, down. That's how it works. Now, to this guy, it's exactly the same. It falls down, down, down. But what's the issue here?
Yeah.
Let's place another person. Okay, I've got. Let's place another person here. I'm just going to draw. This water is flowing uphill to him, and this one is flowing downhill to him. But at the same time, this one has to flow downhill to him while it's flowing downhill to him here. Do you see the paradox, Mctoon?
Messed up, isn't it? It's absolutely messed up when you look at that. That's crazy.
The Nile River only flows one direction, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's his point. So again, Mctoon not showing he doesn't understand his own ball.
Rivers flow from the mountains to the sea. That's it, simple.
So Mctoon, this is homework for you. Tell us, does water flow uphill while it flows downhill to one person? Because according to your globe, water is supposed to be flowing downhill from every single tangent. And yet, to another person standing next to you, it's supposed to flow down to them as well. But it would flow upwards from me to him.
Yeah.
So that's why, yeah. And by the way, curve and elevation. Elevation, I think you talking about altitude and elevation, not curve and elevation. There's no such thing as curve when it comes to elevation. That's why it's called elevation angles.
Billy, you're just wrong because you can't, I don't know, you didn't finish 8th grade, I guess? I don't know.
So ad hominem. Great. I just explained to you in paint why you have just been shown wrong, Mctoon. And what's your rebuttal to him? He's just wrong because he didn't finish 8th grade. Wow. Brilliant.
He dismisses actual science without looking at it. He uses the incorrect method.
What? Dismisses actual science without even looking into it. What is actual science, Mctoon? Obviously, I can't rebut this now because you're not presenting anything to rebut. So please provide us what actual science has he just dismissed. Because I have yet to see any globers bring science. Have you guys seen a glober bring science yet?
No. I haven't seen any globers bring any evidence, to be fair.
No.
Just words in chat, like, that's all right.
Yeah, it's faith-based. The heliocentric model is just faith-based.
I mean, you've got Dusty in chat saying that section it's not to do with Earth, but yet your boat's sailing on the surface of Earth on water, like, you know what I mean? If you're measuring angles floating in space above it, then it don't represent the same mileage as the surface of Earth. It's a waste of time.
But if you're using a nautical sextant, yeah, but I mean, if you're using a nautical sextant, you, like you say, you're on the ocean, you are literally referencing the horizontal to the horizon. Since when is the horizon not Earth-based? Its damn definition is the Earth having an apparent position where it seems to meet the sky. It's really idiotic when they make idiotic questions like that.
Mathematical formula. Of course, he used 8 inches per mile squared to predict the amount hidden.
Yeah, 8 inches per mile squared is accurate to 1,000 miles on your globe. Remember, I Can Science that? Literally showed on screen. He did a whole video series on it and says it's very accurate to over 1,000 miles. 8 inches per mile squared. So yes, you can definitely work out your drop. If you are throwing away 8 inches per mile squared, you are throwing, in essence, your geometry away, Mctoon. Why don't they like the 8 inches per mile squared so much? Is it because it cannot be proven in reality? It's not proven to have that 8 inches per mile squared. Yeah, that's the reason. So their argument, their excuse is, oh, but it creates a parabola. So what if it creates a parabola? That just means your model is idiotic and doesn't work. It's not our problem it creates a parabola. It's your problem it creates a parabola because it's your math for your model.
Well, they try and turn it on us like we're
Exactly.
claiming 8 inches per mile.
I know.
We live on a flat earth, you numbskull.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it's their math. Just because
Even the gold nuggets in a flat earth.
it's crazy.
Oh, do you know what? I can't get my breath, mate. I really can't.
Oh man.
I never considered myself smart until I met Globers.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, everyday normal Globers, normal people, are not like these people. I think these guys are. They're trying. I think they're going out of their way to be disingenuous with themselves and to everybody else.
And obtuse.
Yeah, I mean, they're going out of their way to be ignorant.
They get the channels and then they get the followings and then they've got all the little cronies bigging them up and, you know what I mean, and they've got this big ego going and they think they're smarter than they are and they're talking shite. and normal people in real world, if they come onto these YouTube channels and saw Mctoon and what he was saying, they'd laugh at it.
Exactly. It's crazy.
It is an appropriate formula for the appropriate use, but it is not useful for predicting how much of a distant object is hidden.
Why? Why, Mctoon? It's very accurate up to 1,000 miles, remember? And it would definitely show how much would be hidden on your two-dimensional geometric shape called a sphere. Correct? Yeah. So it literally tells you how much drop there would be. So he's outright lying, guys. Literally outright lying.
He quotes Nikola Tesla, who did not think the Earth was flat.
Yeah, many flat earthers do quote Nikola Tesla because they believe in the frequencies that he teaches with free energy and stuff. That's not all flat earthers, by the way.
He completely misunderstands Einstein's theory of relativity in a hilariously naive way in chapter 16. It is ridiculously wrong. not even middle school understanding of it.
It would be nice if he actually presents us how he misunderstands. Do you see what I'm saying, guys? He doesn't actually bring an argument. He has his points now. He just reads it out and said, therefore he's dumb, he's stupid. Not actually telling us how he got it wrong. He's not actually giving an argument to rebut.
Do they even teach Einstein's theory of relativity in middle school?
I don't know. I think it varies from country to country. But I mean, yeah, just stating he doesn't understand it isn't a rebuttal. It just means you just trying to make him sound stupid without actually having an argument.
But it's like, who cares whether you understand it or not? It's waffle.
Einstein theory of relativity is just a man-made concept that has been shown to be false.
Waffle.
Yeah, it's idiotic.
We'll argue whether I understand flying pigs. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's stupid.
I mean, can anybody explain to me how you can observe something in the fourth dimension on mathematically based when you are three-dimensional beings that cannot transcend to a fourth dimension to view anything, to have a reference, to know what's going on, while having it based on more man-made concepts like time and space, which also cannot be observed to exist? It's impossible. Everything about it is a joke. I mean, yeah, Mctoon is unreasonable. Exactly, TB.
Read Spud's comment.
Watching the paint dry on a freshly painted rear arch is more interesting than Mctoon. Yeah, like today I painted some water-based cars again. You paint the water base and you sit and wait for it to flush off, which usually takes about 20 minutes to 20, depending how hot it is. Yeah, that's correct. It was more entertaining than listening to this guy's arguments, because he doesn't give any arguments.
I'll tell you something, when I worked on railway, 12 hours looking out on the track, that is boring.
I can guess. But can I ask you something? Because I had a Glober telling me today that, let me get that I think we got it here. I put it up here.
There you go.
No. There we go. From Michael J. Spraymate is my other account, by the way, guys. Perspective causes parallel lines to seemingly converge. Correct. That's a correct statement. Okay. Perspective itself isn't optical.
Well, he's already killed that with his first comment.
He just contradicted his first true statements. Then he says, since it is a mathematical law, perspective, a mathematical law, but it governs how optics works. How much this should be how to contradict yourself in one statement as many ways as you can.
So that guy I'd just block him. I wouldn't even entertain that kind of ludicrousness.
That's just like a walking oxymoron.
It is. Perspective isn't optical, yet he's saying how it causes parallel lines to seemingly converge. Apparently, guys.
That's optical.
Then says it's just a mathematical law, which I haven't seen anybody actually give me the maths for it. Mctoon, running away from it, still hasn't shown me it. But governs how the optics work. You just literally said it's not optical. That's the idiotic kind of arguments we get from these guys. It's sad. Exactly, plain truth. Perspective is not optical. So what do we see to use? I don't know. And we don't see optically, apparently.
In perspective, a lot in its own right, like.
Yeah. But remember, they take the law of perspective in art, drawing, and they conflate it to optical, how we see in reality, without understanding perspective in art is trying to describe what we see optically. You understand? That's all. It's a descriptor. It's a language. You're drawing. You're describing, like maths. You're describing.
You see when it says seemingly?
Yeah, that's apparent.
That ties into optical.
Exactly. It's apparent. It's sad.
Terrible.
Apparent and these type of words to a globe is like, they just don't get it.
They don't at all.
I choose not to get it. I don't know it.
Flat Earther uses perspective.
Oh, and now Mctoon's talking about perspective. This should be good.
The sun goes away because of perspective. No, it doesn't. Perspective can be calculated, Billy. It's not hard. Anybody that finished 8th grade in the United States and successfully finished the math class has enough education to calculate perspective.
Okay, Mctoon, come on the show sometime and calculate perspective. Remember when you were on last time and you showed me orthographic view and I asked, okay, great, you claiming it's perspective. Where's the convergence?
I'll go out on a limb here and say they do not teach in England that you can calculate perspective.
I've never heard of that.
I studied art, guys. There's nothing the law of perspective with mathematics. Nada, zip. You use maths in the drawing of perspective when you're trying to work out scale, but that's drawing to depict what you are seeing. You're describing what you see in reality. That is not perspective as we see with our eyes. You guys looking at the screens right now, you are seeing in 3 dimensions. Your eyes are translating it 2-dimensionally onto your retina. Does that mean you see 2-dimensionally? No, you still see 3-dimensionally. There's a y, x, and a z axis. Now when they draw this in orthographic, it's throwing away the one axis, the z axis. So you cannot claim it to be perspective based. And this is why he failed so miserably when he was on my channel last time. Because he makes claims like this and can't back it up. So again, you make the claim after you tried to reverse the burden onto me last time, Mctoon. So again, I'm going to ask you, make a video showing us perspective in orthographic view. Mathematically, please. Go ahead. This should be interesting.
Flat Earthers clearly are excluded from that.
I majored in art, so I'm definitely not excluded from perspective. I think if it's drilled into you after a few years of studying art, you would know what the hell perspective is.
He uses Billy Zig, who lives in Australia, as his guy Max. Reference the azimuthal equidistant map or the Gleason's map.
Dustin Bones, see what I'm saying? He asked you to show him how. He made the claim, like he just did again, that you can have perspective as orthographic view. He's saying it's mathematical. Orthographic view is perspective. That's his claim, not mine, Dustin Bones. It's not how it works. So I don't need to provide anything because it's not my flippin' claim. Because it's not how it works. How must I provide you something that is not that? It's not reality. You cannot do it because that's not how it works. Not my claim. Mctoon's claim. And that's why he runs away miserably, because he cannot provide the evidence for his idiotic claim.
Dusty's got time out for that stupid comment.
Thank you. I'm actually starting to get a headache from this.
I have got a bit of a headache, to be honest.
Bob the Science goes, snowflakes time me out again. There is no maths in perspective flats for 2023. Bob, come on the show and quickly explain to us perspective with math. Come in. Let's see how clever you are. Guys, Bob the Science Guy is in chat. I'm calling him out now to come in to Discord to come explain to us the math in perspective.
Yeah. And it was mate time chat, by the way. So
Yeah, there we go.
I might be the colour of a snowflake, but I'm not a snowflake.
Okay, Bob, Discord's open. Hop into my Discord quickly and then present your perspective in maths quickly for us. This should be good. This might take a while, guys. So what we're going to talk about, well, would you like to see my guys? Now he's talking about a PayPal fee.
Oh.
Okay.
Bob, this is a snowflake. Timing you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Well, everybody just saw live once again. It's 2 nights in a row where Bob comes on, he makes claims, and when told to come back his idiotic nonsense up, he runs like a coward. Bye, Bob. And this is why we take you as a joke. You haven't got the balas to be able to come and back up your claim. The cojones, as I would put it.
Which show?
Sorry?
No, I was just being funny. That's all. I'm saying he hasn't got the cojones, just like you said.
Was Australia to be about 2.5 times the size that Australians know it to be. Well done, Billy Zig, referencing a map that is definitely wrong.
Again, the AE map, the Gleason's map, the equidistal whatever, equidistal map, you don't understand, it is not a distance map. Again, it is a what? A coordinate map, coordinate and time map, aka like a sundial with coordinates, not a distance map. So you not understanding this, Mctoon, is the reason you make straw mans and telling everybody it's wrong. There's nothing wrong with that map. It's just you don't have an inkling of an idea what the map is about. Yep, exactly, TB, he runs. Hey, RH. So how goes the flurfing? Robert, let's put it this way. The flurfing goes like always. Globers make claims and run away. Yeah, again, guys, thanks for coming. Please don't forget to hit that like button and share. And hope you guys are enjoying the show.
And living in Australia. Yes. And again, typical. He says that planes have to dip their nose in order to avoid flying into space, not understanding the dynamics of flight.
Yeah. Okay. How do we rebut this? You know that gyroscope, Mctoon? You know when the plane is on a runway and they spin the gyro up, it creates a horizontal reference, correct? So let's say, based on his level, remember we showed on his site what level is according to him. It means a horizontal every tangent. So a centimeter, not even a millimeter, from where the plane started would have a new horizontal, correct? Yeah. So maybe I should draw this out because we have to draw pictures for these crayon munchers.
Shout out QE, knuckle draggers.
I'm going to draw the red line. Okay. The plane started off here, guys. On the runway. Plane is there on the runway. Okay? He's got a horizontal line. Whatever. He's got a horizontal line. Now, if he's moving, he is following a curved trajectory, correct? Now, what happens to that gyroscope that's showing that rigid horizontal baseline? if he's now moved to a new zenith, he has to have a new horizontal, correct?
Yeah.
So, how would his horizontal look? A new one. Correct?
Yeah.
Does that have the same horizontal to that horizontal?
No.
So, would the nose show dip?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Simple showing on paint how Mctoon doesn't understand flight dynamics, once again, based on their globe. The gyroscope debunks your globe. That was putting in very simple terms that even the crayon munchers can understand.
Doesn't disprove anything. It just shows that you don't understand it. So it's big.
Oh, the normal you don't understand, yeah. Projection much? Projection, yeah.
Basically every backward flirt meme in book form. Love this. So Max, it's Billy speaking through Max, uses the same not science process or the anti-science method, whatever you want to call it. Number one, select a conclusion. The Earth is...
Okay, let's read this. Max follows the common flat Earth non-science process to try to conclude the Earth is flat. Okay? So this sounds like a statement from Mctoon, though, correct?
Aye.
So, select the conclusion, the Earth is flat. No, that's not how it works. Already wrong on number one. We observe and we come to the conclusion that it's not a globe. We do demonstrations and come to the conclusion that we get the same effects we see in reality because of optical effects based on flat surfaces. So what do you get the conclusion? Your deduction would be logical inference, the Earth is flat. Same when it comes to movement of Earth. It's claimed the Earth is moving. When you actually observe the things not moving and you actually do logical deduction, you come to the realization Earth is not moving because physics debunks your movement of Earth just like physics debunks your globe curve. So what's the antithesis of a globe? Flat. You see the issue here, Mctoon? You really got wrong there. Select the conclusion. No one selects the conclusion. You observe. Okay, number two. Search for anything that supports a pre-selected conclusion. This sounds a lot like the globe to me. Because the globe always starts by presupposing the globe. Or have I got this wrong? It's always...
I don't know what you're on about, I've lost track.
But I mean, think about it. Like, he's literally pointing out the four things based on a globe. Let's take level, for instance. Would you say level curves?
No.
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 But what do they say level does?
Curves.
Yes.
So that would be them already selecting the conclusion. The Earth must be a globe, presupposing. Then going, what selects their conclusion pre-selecting? Horizontal curves now. So they change the definitions of horizontal and level to curve. Then ignore everything that contradicts the pre-selected conclusion, like I just stated what contradicts it, and then declares the pre-selected conclusion as being unquestionable proven. That is a globe 1, 2, 3, 4 step through and through.
And this is why you get Phillips like Rui for claiming definitions mean no, like, you know.
Yeah, no.
That's why it's so hard to get a baller to define something.
Yeah,
because the definitions actually ruin them.
Yeah. Hi Otters, the Tomcat Camp, thank you for coming. He says, looks like Flatsoid wants free tutoring. Not the way it works, Flatsoid. You have to make a donation to Dome Fund. Isn't this... I think this is Bob's...
Oh, it can get banned.
Because he's talking about a Dome Fund. So this is probably Bob's sock. Thank you very much. Bye, Otis. Bob, instead of running behind one of your sock accounts, be a man and come and talk. You made a claim about perspective and maths, so come in, do it. Do it where you can actually get rebutted. How's that sound?
Why did you use a sock account, you dishonest prick?
Yeah. So yeah, guys, he's literally pasted 1, 2, and 3, 4, projecting it from a globe and saying it's flat. So he knows the globe is based on these things, and he's doing projection to a flat.
Flat. Number 2, search for anything that supports your pre-selected conclusion. Number 3, ignore anything that contradicts your pre-selected conclusion. And then number 4, declare that your pre-selected conclusion has been unquestionably proven. So,
Can I just answer somebody's question here? Robert Digital, show how a rocket doesn't work in a vacuum. Show me a rocket going into a vacuum.
Yeah.
We actually done how much shows on here already showing rockets not working in a vacuum?
Does the rocket not just launch like a little tiny little capsule into a vacuum?
But I mean, we've
in their rhetoric, I'm talking like.
Yeah.
The rocket don't actually go into the vacuum, does it?
No.
No. Not the rocket itself, no.
It's just pure rubbish, even in his own rhetoric.
Yeah, but I mean,
exactly.
we've done streams on this exact thing, looking for demonstrations and video footage of rockets in a vacuum, and every single one we come across, it doesn't work.
No.
Every single one.
anyway, I give a couple examples because I want this review to be something that anybody could look for. So some different measurements of the shape of the Earth by different people prior to 1850.
The shape of the Earth was meticulously measured by George Bedell Airy, Alexander Ross Clark, ellipsoid, Frederick William Bessel, and Sir George Everest. Before 1850, even though they measured independently, the result all agree. Not only is the Earth spherical, but it also slightly wider around the equator, agreed upon by many measurements, by different people at different times at different places, all by assuming what? An ellipsoid.
Yeah,
Maybe.
but I think Lucian wants to speak on something to do with this. He says, "I'll speak on that if you can."
Okay, we can probably do a few minutes. It is already 11 o'clock.
How long's left at the stream?
We can still go on another hour.
Really? Mctoon's killing me, I'll be honest.
Lotion, Discord is open for you, mate. But yeah, it's sad. He's literally projecting the globe insecurities and stuff onto Billy. It's sad. Really, really sad.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
Hey, how's it going, mate?
Good. I just wanted to talk on the rockets in a vacuum real quick.
Okay.
If you look at how a rocket is designed, the combustion chamber is not a sealed closed unit.
Nope.
They say they have oxidizers on board, but if you spray any oxidizer into an open container, it will immediately get sucked out.
It disperses into if you take their rocket, look at normal physics. If you got a low pressure system and you open a pressurized system to the system, what happens? It's
all going to get sucked
energy
out and will implode the container of what that substance was in.
Yeah, all that energy will just be released. It will be null and void. There's nothing going to be able to give an equal and opposite reaction to push off of. It all just takes that energy with it into the available space. It's like trying to push off of nothing.
And these people that think that you can create a perfect vacuum within an atmosphere, what are you creating? A black hole? How dumb are you?
But like I said, we've actually done streams on this before, and we've shown it doesn't work. They can't even give us one demonstration where it does work.
We did this in my Masters of Physics program. And every time we're like, oh, well then obviously all spaceships are moot. All that propulsion system is moot, and you're not going anywhere. You can't. It doesn't work.
Yep, exactly.
That was actually part of my thesis because I designed engines that you don't have to use gasoline, you don't have to use oxygen, you just use air.
Compressed air.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Kind of like a ramjet. and I am actually friends with this guy is 91 years old now, and he owned an aerospace company that used to design and make the chambers where they would store the compressed air. These little chambers, these little units, could hold up to 500,000 psi of compressed air.
Wow. Yeah.
And they were not bigger than a 10-gallon gas tank.
Yeah.
And he sold them to Lockheed Martin. Why do you think they wanted them? And I talk with this guy all the time. He's 91 years old. I would love for him to take some time and really explain it to you. But again, he's 91 years old, and but I have all of his documentation, a lot of the stuff that he sold to Lockheed Martin. And every time I talk to him, he's just fascinated with what I've learned.
I just got to say quickly to Natalie Vegan. She says, Newton's third law, something like a mousetrap on wheels. Flinging a coin will move even better in a vacuum. Same thing. Let's put it this way. When you have something in a vacuum, let's say, like they love using, you sit on a chair and you throw a bowling ball, you move. Okay. Now, you have friction. When you do that in a vacuum, you still have friction on the floor. A rocket has no friction in a vacuum. There's nothing to give an equal and opposite reaction because the gas is simply dispersing into the available space. So it is literally taking that energy and transferring it to the available space. There's no energy push. Look when I bring up that video of there's no energy change, there's no temperature change, only a change in entropy. That's exactly what happens. There's no push to get the rocket to move. Newton's third law is mute when it comes to a rocket in a vacuum. It's as simple as that. Simple physics, guys. And you know how you can prove me wrong. Do a demonstration.
Yeah, I would love to see somebody create an actual vacuum. And it has to be what they say it is. It has to be like negative 273 degrees Kelvin, that unfathomable number.
Look at, Natalie says again, so do it in a vacuum chamber on a vomit comet. First of all, how are you going to get the vomit comet in a vacuum? Second of all, the vomit comet is still a chamber. So as soon as you release the gas, it fills the chamber and therefore no longer a vacuum. Like I said, we've literally gone through this tons of times. It's nothing new under the sun. And yes, I'm literally stating Newton's laws are right in physics on Earth, but when it comes to the belief in a heliocentric model like on space, it does not work. It debunks itself.
And ask these people also, how do you stop in a vacuum?
Yeah.
You can't.
There's no friction.
You don't have anything to push on.
You require friction to stop. I mean, have they ever heard of the word inertia before? That's sad. But yeah, that's like a whole different subject at the moment.
That's all I need to say. But thank you.
Shot, man. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
Yes.
But I mean, I might sound stupid here, but this is my way of thinking. If a rocket is firing up, right, and then once it gets to that point where Kármán line or whatever, where atmosphere becomes space, rocket's no longer needed because that thing's already in motion. It should just carry on going then in space without no rockets.
Yeah.
Natalie Vegan Dog says the mousetrap is in a small vacuum chamber of the mouse. Again, it's a false equivalence. It's like a gun. It has I can't think of the word. It has when you shoot it, it gives what's it when it backfires? Oh man.
Recoil.
Recoil. There's the word. The mousetrap has recoil. Gas doesn't give recoil. Gas would just fill the available volume. It's a false equivalence.
Alan's in flat, right?
Oh.
There we go, Bob the Science Guy. Since you are not donating, you can wait for the video. Again, too much of a shit face, you know, too scared, Bob, to come and actually talk now. So you make a video so you cannot be demolished straight away, because you know if you do come in and you start talking, I rip your argument apart from the get-go. If you're going to do your video on your channel, no one can stop you from talking shit. Natalie, I suggested. Why? I seem to be disconnected. I seem to be disconnected. Hello? 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 I hope it's working. Working? Unable. No, what's going on? Oh, okay. I think it's connected again. I hope so. I don't know why the internet just stopped connecting. I hope it's working. Working now. Okay. Guys, I don't know what happened. The internet just stopped working. Whew. Okay. So at least it's back. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I don't know why it just decided to do this for some odd reason. Let's see if I can get joined again in my... Hello, I'm back.
10 years ago.
There you go, he's back in, told you.
Yeah, the internet just disconnected.
Oh, internet.
I got a super chat. I see I just got a super chat from second best Bob. Thank you very much for your £5 super chat, mate. Really, really appreciate it. A rocket in space pushes off itself. How hard is that to understand? Gas dispersion to fill space cannot push off of itself. That's how easy it is to understand. Gas behavior. Again, no demonstration of ever having a rocket working in a vacuum. Okay. Ground control to major flats. Oh, look at this. Bob the Science Guy. Well, if you think you are up for a debating me, contact Mctoon and we'll do it there. Your channel doesn't rate a list, folks. A list. Running away like a coward doesn't get me to go debate you. I'm here right now, Bob. Come on, Bob. And by the way, I'll never go on that guy's channel.
What do you mean by A-list?
You know why?
He's like an A-list bloody.
Listen, if he could debunk you, he'd come straight in and do it. You're a liar, Bob.
Yeah.
You're a
and you
coward. You've got no spine. Come in now and answer or run away.
And you know why I say I won't go on Mctoon's channel? Because he literally is banned from my channel for calling me a wife beater.
Yep. It's disgusting what was that.
It's disgusting, exactly. Michael Korn, £5 super chat. Thank you very, very much. I have a tune grain. Are we brothers? Because I feel the same.
I would just say to PJ, I've got sore throat and all.
I've literally, it feels like a migraine coming on. It's crazy. But yeah, thanks for the super chat. I don't know what's so difficult for the people to understand. Vacuum, I mean, why can't they demonstrate a vacuum working in a rocket working in a vacuum? Because it's impossible. If you can actually demonstrate it, it would be fine, but you can't demonstrate it. Just like everything on their globe, their whole rhetoric, nothing they ever claim is demonstratable. Nothing.
No.
Ever. It's crazy. Yeah. The stream showed live. I just somehow disconnected from the internet, but I am back now. So I'm happy we're back. Okay, let's go.
What do Max and Sam, the characters in this book? Sam is the guy that Max is trying to convince. Do they examine any of this good evidence? No, of course not. They pretend it doesn't exist. In fact, claiming it has never been done. No doubt Billy, Max, has never looked at any of these.
Max experiments gravity and claims that the human anatomy has the ability to feel near constant velocity. How the F can I be standing upside down in Australia, spinning almost twice faster than the speed of sound, and yet never feel a single motion? And not only does Max misunderstand physics, but it also misunderstands biology. Mctoon, you might want to go watch our stream from last night. Kryptonite physics explained this exact thing. You would feel the tangential velocity. It would change. It's not constant. But yeah, then again, you don't understand physics. So just projecting onto them again. Okay, let's carry on. Because I don't want to be the whole night with this one video. We've only gone through 9 minutes. We're halfway. We're halfway through his video, guys.
Things. It is just, it's so meme. Just memes. In chapter 22, they misquote Einstein.
Bob the coward. Exactly. Bob the coward.
I have come to the conclusion that the motion of the Earth cannot be detected by any optical experiment. Period.
In chapter 22, the dishonest characters, fraudulent cherry-picking a quote from Einstein. This is an actual quote from Einstein, guys. I have come to believe that the motion of the Earth cannot be detected by any optical experiment. That is an actual quote from him, Mctoon. Or are we missing something? This is a blatant lie, because Einstein didn't finish his sentence there. Einstein's actually sentencing concluded with this: though the Earth is revolving around the sun, just because he makes the claim, though it revolves around the sun, that's a belief, does not change his statement that no, Earth cannot be detected to optically be detected to be in motion. Mm-hmm. It's not hard to understand. If a person makes a statement that you cannot detect Earth's motion optically, no matter what you say after that, it's not going to change the fact of what was stated. So how is that a lie? Just because he didn't put at the end of the guy's belief, though the earth is revolving around the sun. This is exactly like what you guys do with the level argument in the Merriam-Webster dictionary. Level, horizontal, flat plane, parallel, not higher or lower than the other, but it's conforming to the earth curve. That's a contradictory statement, and just because it's a belief statement doesn't make the true statement false. What organ in your body feels velocity? You got eardrums, don't you? You have what they call it, what's the word? The vibrations in your ear. Do you think blind people don't know that they're moving? Second best, Bob. And with instrumentation, you should be able to pick up the differentials in tangential speed. It's crazy. These guys are literally... Yeah, Mctoon made a straw man, yeah. Bob the Science Guy. Of course you're missing something. The point of what Einstein said. The point of what Einstein said is, I have come to believe, this is out of inference, that the motion of Earth, in other words, Earth's motion, cannot be detected, aka we cannot observe it, by any optical experiment. Now, because he places at the end of that, although my belief is that the Earth is revolving around the sun, doesn't change the fact that you cannot observe the rotation. Thank you, Godzilla37, for the 5 memberships. You're really awesome, mate. Really.
Can I comment on that?
Yeah.
I want to comment on that. Bob's missing something. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Bob's missing something?
Yeah, Bob's missing something. Some common sense.
Yeah. Thank you again, Godzilla, for the 5 membership donations. Really appreciate your support, mate. You are awesome. And thank you everybody for accepting the
What's that
memberships.
noise?
It's the people accepting the memberships.
Oh, really?
Oh, is that what it is? I've never heard it before.
I am.
First time I've heard it.
Thank you very much. So yeah, it's yes. You have eardrums, Bob. Anyway, like I said, when you read like this, a statement made, is this a statement of fact or not? I've come to believe that the motion of the Earth cannot be detected by any optical instrument. That's a statement, correct?
Yeah.
That's a statement of fact. Now, statement is finished. Now, because he goes and adds his belief onto the end, though the Earth is revolving around the sun, does not change the fact of the statement that you cannot observe or detect the based on optical experiment. This statement alone debunks any claim of Globus saying Earth rotates. This includes things like the focal pendulum or gyroscopes or whatever. You understand that? So there's no fraudulent lie there or cherry picking there. It's just you not understanding that a belief statement at the end of a factual statement doesn't change the factual statement.
Billy put a period in there.
Acceleration and retardation can be felt, not constant. It's not a constant speed, second best. Not a constant speed. The tangential velocity changes as the Earth rotates, second best. Watch last night's stream. It explains it in quite detail.
Which is a lie, Billy.
No, it's not.
Because Einstein did not end his sentence there. The sentence continued, though the Earth is revolving around the sun.
Again, what does though the Earth is revolving around the sun change the fact of what he stated, that the Earth cannot be observed to be, detected to be rotating with any optical experiment? Do you get it? It's the same as saying, Mctoon, you got a black shirt on, but I just believe it's purple. Now, was the first part of the statement correct? You got a black shirt. That was a statement of fact. But at the end, I just put there, I believe it's purple. Does that make your shirt purple now?
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make a coffee.
No stress, mate. Oof, my head is really getting sore now, actually.
I'm going to have to get my throat's killing me.
Ooh. Okay.
Tongue's like a strap.
Bob the science guy says, except you can measure the rotation and orbit pretty easy. No, you cannot. Are you calling Einstein a liar now, Bob? Are you calling Einstein a liar? Seems to me so.
Right. And Einstein was not specifically talking about not being able to measure the Earth's rotation. He was talking about relativity, which you don't understand.
$5 super chat from Godzilla37. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it, mate. Bob the coward guy. That is all. It is. He's a coward. Bob is just a coward. I mean, I don't know. Do I bite or something? I've invited him yesterday. He made excuses to go wash a carpet, and now I invite him to come on. Now he says I have to pay him to come on. Yeah. It's sad, but thank you very much for your super chat, Godzilla. Bob is definitely a coward. From now on, we're going to be calling him Bob the coward guy, not Bob the science guy. I think we're going to coin that from now on. Bob the coward guy.
In that, taken in isolation, looking at the stars, an optical experiment.
Once again, proving he doesn't know what science is. Looking at the stars is not science. It's an observation. Give me the hypothesis for looking at the stars, please, Mctoon.
Looking at the stars and seeing their apparent movement.
So the stars have apparent movement, not us. Way to debunk your globe argument, mate. So the stars move, not the globe, not the floor that you believe to be moving. Congratulations.
You cannot, in isolation, identify if those stars are moving, or if you are moving, or if both of you are moving. You can't identify that.
Yes, you can. We live in three-dimensional space. We got more than one reference, don't we? So that's what the general relativity is based on, references. And we have a whole bunch of references on Earth. So we can easily see which ones are moving, Mctoon. Do the sun and the moon have different locations? Let's say you got the sun and the moon at the same time in the day. Do they change location throughout the day?
Yeah.
So which one would be moving, the sun and the moon or us?
Sun and moon.
Exactly. So there we go. You got references. Bob the science guy. Such a limited understanding of science and hypothesis. How am I having limited understanding when I'm asking him for a hypothesis since he claims science? I mean,
like I said earlier, just words, mate. That's
yeah.
all it is, words.
But I mean,
no evidence, not to back it up, just words.
I mean, as soon as you say science, you require a hypothesis. So me asking him for a hypothesis because he claims science is me now not having understanding. Bob the science guy, can you give us a hypothesis for looking at the stars then? Good luck, because you're going to end up like FTFE did. Waiting. That was funny. What's your hypothesis? Waiting.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was what he did say as well.
it was sad.
In isolation. That's all that Einstein meant. It didn't mean, not at all, that you could not use the Sagnac effect to measure rotation.
Sagnac effect is not measuring Earth's rotation, doofus. The Sagnet effect is light travel in a gyro. Based on the Michelson and Morley failure experiment. It doesn't pick up rotation of Earth. It just picks up rigidity in space. That's what a gyro does. AKA the Sagnet effect just brings you the reference in a plane. Simple as that. No rotation of Earth.
If it were picking up rotation, then why would you plane be all over the place? You know, pilot won't know whether it would up or down or what. You know what I mean? It's been a right mess.
Yep.
Rotation. You can. Happens all the time in airplanes.
Aeroplanes don't pick up rotation. Aeroplanes use gyros to have a fixed plane of reference so they know their orientation. Way to prove you don't understand what a gyro does. Bob, where is the hypothesis? Waiting.
Doesn't mean that you can't use some other mechanisms to measure rotation. And this is specifically talking about, in this chapter, the focal pendulum.
Which is an optical measurement, is it not? Is it an optical measurement, guys? The focal pendulum, because you see it optically.
Yeah.
And by the way, you guys remember in the beginning, Bob says it's just a what was it? It's just a parlor trick. Yeah, that's what the focal pendulum is. A parlor trick.
Yep.
Which is not an optical experiment. Yeah. You gotta light a flurf. So, I give a couple citations here to
Let's go back to what he just said. So is he claiming the focal pendulum is an optical experiment, as he would put it? You do know the focal pendulum, you don't even have to use your eyes or anything optically, you'll get the same results. Now, if you're not using any optical references and you get the same results, would that mean it's optical still? That would be a no, Mctoon. Do you understand it? It's a parlor trick, Mctoon. Yeah, guys, please hit that like button. Really, really appreciate it. And I really appreciate all the support I've been getting tonight. You guys are awesome.
Different measurements of rotation for anybody to look at later.
Measurement of rotation. Deep underground rotation measurements. Ginger ring razor gyroscopes do not pick up rotation. Detection of Earth rotation with a diamagnetically levitating gyroscope. An apparatus for measuring the Earth's speed of rotation. Our Berlin correspondent, 1905, Scientific American volume. 1905. Interesting. I'm actually going to look this up, guys, and we can talk about this because Godzilla, I invented this thing that flies through the air over the plane. What shall we call it? I don't know, maybe airplane? Oh, man.
Should they read the review?
That's actually very true, Ol. It's the Foucault pendulum. Because only the cultists, as you could say, globe cultists, believe it actually proves anything for them.
You on Amazon. Chapter 24 is dedicated to failing to refute gravity. The only experiment that they mention is the Cavendish experiment, and then say it's an experiment from antiquity.
Cavendish is not an experiment. It's a demonstration, and the demonstration was to measure, quote unquote, the Earth's density. It is simply torque. The oscillations are based on torque vectoring. Very simple. What happens when you have torque? does that give torsion twist to a bar? It's like, do any of you have a rear-wheel drive car?
I haven't, but I know what you're on about.
Okay, let's say you have a rear-wheel drive car, guys. You have what is called a prop shaft. Now, there's power that goes through that prop shaft, and the length of it determines the torque. So, if you have too much torque going through the prop shaft, what happens? It twists the prop shaft. Hey, Einor, it's good to see you. Thanks for coming. That's practically what's happening with the Cavendish demonstration. The dense objects are hanging freely, creating torque over the bar, which creates the torsion twist, which you measure the oscillations, and therefore you attribute it to your belief of a globe. It's not gravity. It's simply mechanics.
So you don't need to look at it, basically.
I've seen videos demonstrating them in like a university classroom where they just have it on desk.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, I thought they were supposed to like have it locked away so there were no like external factors, do you know what I mean? And
It's always external. I mean, even when Bob the Science Guy did his, he was literally there how much times? They actually have video of him actually touching the thing. I mean, Riley was going on about it quite a few times, where you actually see Bob touching the apparatus to get oscillations. It's like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen videos where it goes opposite to the masses. I've seen videos where it does absolutely bugger all.
exactly. It's exactly the same with Foucault's pendulum. If you go back and read about it, when they got everybody to come and look at it and they set it off, it weren't doing what they wanted it to do.
Uh-huh.
You know that, and I'll tell you a story about that. That's how I first ever met Sean Hawkins. Before I was on YouTube, on Facebook, I was arguing with Sean Hawkins about Foucault's pendulum. I copied and pasted what I've just described, what we're talked about. You know, like it goes in whichever way it wants to do. It doesn't always go where they want it to. And I copied and pasted this citation, posted it to Sean Hawkins, and I got a YouTube link back. So I was on YouTube, clicked on link, and he's kicking off about me on the YouTube video. I didn't even go on YouTube at the time. That was years ago. Like.
Yeah, Bob, we don't give a crap about Bob Nodell.
Yeah. You know what we think of the Globusters team, so.
And then this is awesome. The word salad here.
Okay.
Get your dressing ready. The down is just the way the object moves to seek stillness.
Okay. And what's wrong with that statement? Because that's practically your gravity. The down is simply mass attracting mass. So now his down is simply the way the object moves to seek stillness. In other words, static equilibrium. That's a bit hypocritical, don't you think, Mctoon? Because he's literally saying the same thing as you, just not calling it gravity.
Where it will then rest unconditionally unless enacted again by another force.
Yeah.
Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy. Yeah, that ignores the laws of motion, the law.
How does that ignore the laws of motion? Hey, Better Than Gold, thank you for coming in. Glad you could make it. Yeah, I want to know how that ignores the laws of motion. Because this is practically exactly what gravity claims, if it's claimed as a force, just not calling it gravity. So in other words, you calling your gravity then as a force just word salad. Mctoon? I agree, it is just word salad. Because gravity is not a force. It has not been seen as a force for over 107 or 108 years already. It's literally just seen as an effect in the fourth dimensional space continuum, by the way. I'm saying space continuum because it's a joke.
of the law of gravitational attraction and the thousands of empirical experiments that confirm that mass attracts mass.
Oh, is it? Mctoon, make a video showing these empirical experiments for us with hypothesis, please.
That's the reason they took it to 4D space, isn't it?
Because they couldn't experiment. I don't know if you know this, Mctoon, but Newton never had an experiment for gravity. Tell me again how it got peer-reviewed if Newton didn't have an experiment. Weird.
Why do they always use papers wrote by dead guys after they're dead?
Because it's nonsense, that's why. And a lot of the times they make up stuff like Eratosthenes. They can't even provide evidence the guy even existed. But they got so much information about the guy. I mean, the so-called documentation that was supposed to prove his existence burned down in a so-called library burn of Alexandria. How do you know that the guy existed and the stuff that he did was true if there's nothing to support that he even existed, or nothing that... I mean, there's not even people alive to actually know that the guy did what they're claiming the guy did. William Brackley, Flathead, you should invite him to come discuss. Who should I invite to come discuss? Oh, Mr. Mctoon. I don't think he would come on my channel. After the last time he came and he got banned from my channel after calling me a wife beater. Yeah.
Do you really want him on your channel?
Not really.
I can't say.
I'm getting headache enough just going through this. Because I mean, I'm still waiting for him to provide me his backup for orthographic view, taking perspective into account.
He doesn't have to look at any of them. He just pretends they don't exist.
So yeah, this is your homework, Mctoon. Do a video showing all the scientific experiments, as you put it, for the proof of gravity, mass attracting mass. And make sure you have hypothesis linked to that as well.
Chapter 27 is when he actually first gets to what he thinks are measurements. And this is the classic. You know it already if you know anything about flat earthers. What do? For their proof that the earth is flat? They go to water on a day that has particularly favorable conditions for them, and then they look across the water, ignore refraction.
Stop that. How would you know what day is going to have preferable refraction for you? Like,
That,
you know what I mean?
yeah, but not just that. How do you ignore refraction? Does refraction take the day off? Jiggles, sorry, I just had to see his face. Let's see. I haven't showed Nathan's video. I'm going to save it to bookmark for later, then I can watch it and then maybe do a thing on it as well.
What video?
I'm going to show a video quickly. Sky Free. Sky Free makes awesome content. Now,
Bob, the science guy. We're living rent free in your head, mate. That's why you're in this chat.
yeah,
If you are actually a science guy and you think flat Earth's that stupid, you won't be any near it, mate.
why does he keep on coming in after you literally let him go?
He's been timed out a billion times.
I mean, he's too much of a coward to come talk to me, so I'm just literally ignoring him now. Okay, but let's go on. I'm going to show Skyfreeze now, but I think he's going to get, because he's now saying you ignore refraction. So I think he's going to be doubling down on a claim about refraction.
Typically use the wrong formula and therefore declare the Earth is flat.
Sorry, what formula do you use for refraction? I have yet to see you guys use Snell's law. Refraction is based on Snell's law, which you guys have not used, Mctoon. Hey, Andrew, thank you for coming in. Thank you. Toon, didn't call your wife a wife. Call your wife, Peter. You are ever called Dave McKeegan and Peter. Why is that acceptable?
I think he's saying it's the C word. But yeah, he did call him a wife beater, Andrew.
He literally did it on stream.
And he keeps coming back with socks and saying the exact same thing. I've timed the guy out. Well, I'm saying a guy. I believe it was two.
And sorry, when did I call McKeegan a cunt, as he put it?
I can't remember that.
Interesting.
It's not. Well, I've never heard you say that word, to be honest.
No, I've called Fight the Flat Earth that before, because.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know, when you get triggered by stupidity, you do say factual statements. Yeah.
Listen, they'll drive you to, they bring bad out to you.
Well, of course. I mean, we're not perfect, are we?
Yeah. Hey, Exposure Antarctica, good to see you, mate.
Taking into account conflating variables or the huge amounts of other evidence contradicting flat Earth. They're like, only one thing do they have, and that somehow makes everything else not happen. Not exist, stop existing, I don't know. They actually do, they have two things that they do. The other thing that they do is they cherry pick video of high elevation balloons.
Okay, we'll get to that now. Let's just quickly show. I'm not even going to show Skyfreeze quick. Well, I'm going to show Skyfree very quickly, and then I want to show something with Brian Leak.
That's rich though, because Toon's one of the biggest cherry pickers going.
Oh yeah. And look what he's been showing this whole time.
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars, wasting tons of time on troubleshooting with attendees? If so, you...
Eduardo said Toon didn't call you a wife, Peter. I timed him out. Straight, Lumpy, it's fine. No stress, man.
Seen.
Okay, watch this.
Quickly, the light from the bottom of the objects no longer arrives to the viewer and can no longer be seen.
What did we just see here, Mctoon? This was refraction. And what did the refraction cause? Did the refraction cause the curve, or did it take the curve away? Let's try this again. This is how it looks. Now the refraction's coming in. Pay attention, Mctoon.
Quickly, the light from the bottom of the objects no longer arrives to the viewer and can no longer be seen.
So what did we see, Mctoon? Refraction causes what? To appear curved. Appear like it's behind a curve. Great.
That's right.
Yeah.
You said you'd play that QNFE video.
Yeah, I still want to get there. We haven't got through what's name is finished yet. I think we should try and play some of that.
We're talking about refraction though. It's
yeah, I think so. I just want to quickly get Brian Leaks one on quickly. Which Brian Leaks what's it, flat tits or what? Flat
what?
I can't think, I've got such a headache. Earth tits of Brian Leaks channel.
Flat
Earth tests.
Sorry?
Flat Earth
tests.
Flat Earth tests.
Yeah.
I think it was this one. Yeah, Bob.
Because the sugar water is more dense than regular water, so all the sugar that dissolves.
Okay, let's get to the point. Here we go. Okay. Pay attention, Bob.
Oh, yeah.
Now you heard.
There we go. Which one here is the refracted one? Guys?
I can't see it.
Bottom or top? It should pop up soon.
I've just literally seen
Skyfree
comment by Andrew.
Okay, so you're still going to get there. Okay, so anyway, the bottom one is the refracted one, guys. And which one looks to be going behind a curve? That would be the bottom one. Kind of going totally against what the globe claims. The globe claims refraction causes it not to be behind a curve. But in reality, when we do demonstrations, it shows it to be the reason why we see it curved, aka optical effect.
In plain as day, we should see more of the city skyline because he's used sugar water to induce a gradient that they claim matches our atmosphere, with the light bending downward toward the denser medium. But when they do that, just the opposite happens. Look at the city skyline. Look at the bottom. We see less of the city. So with line of sight over a flat surface, we see less of the city, even if light's behaving the way they claim.
There we go. I just had to show that. Totally 180 of what they claim, guys. Q&F. Just gotta get the right channel though.
It's just play Banjo's version where he posted today.
Yeah, I'm just looking for. I just gotta go on his channel.
If you it's right at the beginning of Banjo's video, like.
You did put it in Element, I think.
Yeah, it's in Element.
I think, yeah. Just looking for it.
Spud, it was Godzilla handed out memberships, but you have to claim them.
And they're already all claimed, I think so.
Yeah, no, it's Spud got one, but Spud thinks it God personally give him it, but he must have claimed it somehow.
Okay.
Have we got it?
Yeah, I've got it on. Okay, you guys ready? Edited by Flat Earth Banjo. I'm going to be watching this for the first time as well. I haven't watched it yet because my power was off most of the time when I was at work. So, okay.
Atmospheric refraction. Science is telling us it.
Yeah, guys, private internet access VPN. I still have the link in my description below if you guys are interested. I think I'm going to have to download it maybe.
Yeah.
Always.
He does bust his ass in this and he's.
That's right for me.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Is it not downloading? I don't think it's downloading. I have to try it again. So I'm getting hot. Flip.
Still snowing here.
There we go. Well, I mean, today I couldn't get the spray booth to get less than 45 degrees.
Sure.
It stayed 45 degrees the whole time.
Wow.
Showing folder. Open with Clipchamp. Yeah, we'll do in Clipchamp. Okay. But again, thank you all for coming. Really appreciate it. It's good to see you all. Okay. There we go.
Been painful though, isn't it?
Atmospheric refraction. Science is telling us it's due to light traveling through a different medium and then refracts, and that's why we can see boats or oil rigs or other objects way too far, because light travels through another medium. But an oil rig or a boat on 10 miles is in the same medium as the observer. This professor is explaining you what I just told you about refraction.
If there's a fish in the water and you look at the fish, you're actually seeing it through a medium which is denser than the air that you're standing in. And what it does is it bends the light. The light comes from the fish. The light comes from the fish, hits the surface, which is where the air-water interface takes place, and it gets bent.
Incident angle,
Bending of the
guys.
flashlight fish in another medium, and no bending of flashlight fish. And that's because you are in the same medium.
So your eye ends up seeing the light. Instead of coming straight back like so, the light comes back and then it's bent and it enters your eye.
Thanks, Professor, for explaining that there is no light refraction in the same medium.
But your eye thinks, aha.
Aha.
And we've been trying to explain this to them for how long? Hence why Craig sits with his refracted hand problem. By the way, we're still waiting for that demonstration. I don't know how long it takes just to do a demonstration with a refracting hand if it's supposed to be so easy.
I know, yeah.
Those atmospheric calculators.
I know, no, this is from QNFI, mate. Well, Banjo showing from QNFI.
Don't account for the thickness of the atmosphere. Only the angle or the observer height. So we don't need those calculators if we are in the same medium as the observed object. That's logic. Refraction is just a big scam.
When you say that things in the air bend a certain way due to refraction, well, this here is using the modified Edlin formula. You can use Sider, Cauchy as well. You'll find that the index of refraction does increase as you're lower, and it decreases with increasing elevation. Meaning then that the highest index of refraction is near the ground, causing light to bend down, and when light bends down, it causes distant objects to appear higher, not lower.
That's a fake statement which you just showed based on Brian Leake's demonstration and Sky Free's demonstration. It does opposite of what he just claimed, guys.
Exactly.
It creates their curve, not takes it away. Hey, Mr. Scholar, good to see you, mate. And that's flat out good to see you. Yeah, it creates their curve, guys. So when it's refracted day, it's what creates their curve. They want it to be the opposite. This is how ass backwards these guys are.
Lower.
So when light bends down, things in the distance appear to be higher. How does that work? So light bends down and things appear higher.
It's opposite, exactly.
That's some really retard word salad. Do you understand what you say, moron? When light bends down, that is called sinking refraction. And I believe you call buildings that appear suddenly higher also refraction. Light that is bent down is called sinking refraction. And it makes buildings refract upwards. How do you call when light bends down? Yeah, sinking refraction. And how do you call buildings in the distance that appear higher? Refraction! So you have two different refractions at the same moment.
That's the index of refraction gradient in the atmosphere.
Atmospheric refraction. So this is what happened when we see buildings appear higher. This
do you want to watch the whole thing, or Michael?
Play as much as you want there. I can't see it.
But yeah, I think we got the point out.
Yeah.
Because I still do want to finish the video quickly on Mctoon. I mean, it's like 10 to 1. And we still got 5 minutes of the video left, so we're definitely not going to finish it. Sorry, guys. But I do have work later.
You can't just blast through it. Like. In all fairness, I've heard enough.
I'm going to try and speed it up to maybe 1.5 as well.
That are either right in the middle of the frame with a rectilinear, with a curved lens, or they'll actually take a screenshot from one that has a GoPro lens where the horizon is flat because of the curve of the lens. They don't like using rectilinear lenses or having an external reference to know that the lens is not imparting some distortion to it.
Ooh. Remember that stream I said where he got banned, where he called me a wife beater?
Yeah.
What was that screenshot that I had on when I asked him about the thing? It was a rectilinear lens used and there was distortion, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I asked him a simple question: does it show distortion? And yeah, he started calling me a wife beater.
Yeah, that's right.
So
and then I made that little video about it, didn't I?
yeah. So Mctoon literally caught lying again. We love rectilinear lenses because it makes our point. Even they distort. Even Mr. Sensible concedes that it still gives distortion. Mctoon. So that's a lie. And high altitude balloons, the reason we see optical curve, you can say, is based on your field of view. I've explained it many times. It's because of your radius to the circumference. Just field of view, mate. It's not physical or optical. I mean, my